Hello guys, welcome to this video tutorial. This is Sohail Abbasi from MeritPros. Let's get started. The next thing is, what is Jenkins file? We need to understand this simple topic. What is Jenkins file? Any idea guys, have you ever heard about Jenkins file? We need to understand first why we need this Jenkins file. Basically, Jenkins file is a text file. Remember, .txt file that contains the definition of a Jenkins pipeline and is checked into source control. For example, let's say we have seen two people join today, right? Sonal Sharma and Yulia. Fine. So now these two people joined our team. The remaining ones have been working on the Jenkins file, Jenkins pipeline from last 2, 3, 4 months, right? Now these two people came and they joined your project. You asked them to execute your Jenkins jobs there, but they really don't know how these Jenkins jobs work. So what you do is you always write one instructions, right, in a Jenkins text file, and you commit it in the repository. So this time when you tell these guys, the new resources, to go ahead and execute the Jenkins jobs, before that, if they go through this document, obviously it is not a rocket science to understand what is going on in the Jenkins, right? And anybody can execute any kind of job in the Jenkins. That is also a very positive part. But in case, kind of, you can say kind of, it is a readme file, but readme file basically we use to implement and set up the overall, we can say, the environment, the project and everything. And here we don't care about the project and other stuff. We usually talk about just Jenkins in this Jenkins file. We should not mention the other information here, right? So you simply commit this particular part in your version control, that is your get. Now this time when they open it, and one more thing guys, remember, this is not a mandatory part. If you want, you can, but if you don't want, you don't worry about it, right? It is not something which is very mandatory, and without this Jenkins file your code will not work. There is nothing like that. It is just an additional piece of information. Because it is a part, that's why I'm explaining, because awareness is very important, right? So there is nothing wrong in knowing more things, and that is absolutely correct. So just for your information purpose, in case if you get an opportunity to work on creation of jobs in Jenkins and everything, obviously it is a part of DevOps team and they usually takes care of such kind of stuff. But fine, even if you get an opportunity to work, even if you don't consider this Jenkins file in your pipeline, that is also fine, no issues at all. But for understanding purpose, I'm explaining. So it is assumed that there is already a source control repository set up for the project and a pipeline has been defined in Jenkins. Now before creation of this Jenkins file, what it is saying, it is assumed, right? Let's consider a situation where you already have a Git repository which is already set up, your project is there, and pipeline also defined in Jenkins. It means you have a pipeline, you have a version control, that is Git, your project is there. Now this is the time when you have to create your Jenkins file. Now what is this Jenkins file? I will show you how this Jenkins file look like. Which is checked into source control, Jenkins file provides a number of immediate benefits. Now see what benefits. Code review on the pipeline. You are doing it when you are executing, right? Audit trail for the pipeline. It means you are getting the essential information of the pipeline as of how pipeline works. Single source of truth for the pipeline which can be viewed and edited by multiple members of the project, right? I won't consider this as in benefits because if couple of members are not aware and someone has changed something right in the pipeline and you're not reading this file, then obviously it will impact others. Getting my point? So it should be linked with the recent changes in the repository and in the pipeline. Now let me show you how this pipeline's Jenkins file looks like. So this is your Jenkins file. It says inside one pipeline you have one agent. For example, your agent is anyone, ABC, let's say, and which environment you are going to test. So you say my variable is QA environment, I'm going to test in QA. Other variables you can provide any variable, the default value, and then stages, right? So on SIT stage you are going to test, right? Production stage you are going to test, third stage you are going to test, different stages you are going to test there, right? So inside the pipeline you are just defining the flow which I just explained in the notepad. build, deploy, test, release. We have discussed this point, right? So it is saying the same thing. You are going to build your project, you have to deploy on this particular environment, you have to test on this particular environment, and then you have to release it to the production part. That's what you are going to do from here. Clear enough, guys? This is nothing but your text file which you are going to commit in the repository so other people can know. No, there is no specific language, right? The way we are writing it, you can write in the same way. Which language is this, guys? Tell me. The one which we are using right now, which language is this? Well, you can go through this code. You have a time till the class ends, right? And then I'll give you the answer about it. Thank you for watching this video. Hope the cover topics will help you in your career development and growth. See you in our next video.